Hey guys, John Sobey here. I'm hoping this video will work, and maybe you can, I don't know, enjoy some inks and pick up a trick or two. Okay, so when I personally am in the right, when I have work or something like that regarding inking, I try to set up everything I know I'm going to use first. But even before that, I study a page. I'll study a page for about half hour, look at it through the computer and really zoom in and get a feel for what the artist is trying to impart. This is a page by Marcio Abreu, I believe his name is. We all know him, we all love him, we all agree, I think, that his art's pretty awesome. I made this video, I did all this work on it, made these videos, and none of them worked. The inking's okay, but yeah. So anyway, that's how that's looking. Let's see, where was, this side, and you see the hatching I put in. It's slightly different than his, and I emphasize a bit more on certain spots, just because inking isn't tracing. The artist gives you the page, and it's your job to make it better, to make it, well, not better, but all that it can be, and try to get inside the artist's head and know that, okay, he's given me all the information regarding pencils on the page. Now what can I do to up the ante on it and make it pop for the colorist? That's the job. And remember, you're not doing this for yourself, you're doing this for other people. Employers, fans, things like this. I hate to use that word, sorry, I didn't mean fans. Admirers of the work. You want, like, for example, okay, here, here. Okay, with these lines, I was trying to demonstrate with the nib. I was using a nib, a 102. This is the 102 speedball, and basically when you're throwing nibs, you throw them fast, and you make your plans out before you even start throwing. You get yourself ready, and you don't hesitate when it comes to nibs. You just gotta dive in there and be confident and control your tool. The tools I use, people ask, I use the nib, the 102 and the 104 speedball. Here's a better look at it. Winsor Newton Series 1 or Series 7 size 1. This brush is awesome. I have a Maru nib here. I have the Pentel, and it's a brush pen, and I use it for mostly spotting blacks when I'm in the mood or being lazy. I'll throw poles with them, and I've gotten really good with the brush pen, I must say. But okay, now In artwork, there's always okay. You see the Spider-Man here. Now, these are his outside lines are what we call holding lines. For those of you that don't know, okay, they're called holding lines. Your holding lines want to be varied in weightness, or varied in weight. You want them to line up proper with the lighting, with where the light source is coming from, and you want to emphasize thick to thin, things like this. Think mountains and things like this. I can't give you too much. I don't want to be giving away all my tips here. But I'll disclose more as I develop this channel and these videos for you guys. These pieces I'm doing just for you guys. I mean, thanks for all the support on Facebook, and it just took some time for me to get around to it, to dedicate myself because of family issues, and most of you know what they are, and I'm not going to go into them because I'm tired of talking about them, and you're tired of hearing about them. Anyway, I guess I'll start. Okay, just bear with me here. Okay, this is a page from Joe Quesada, a Spider-Man page. I remember this series. One More Day, it was called. It was one of the most beautifully drawn Spider-Man I have seen in ages. I mean, McFarlane can draw Spider-Man, there's no doubt about it. McFarlane can draw anything, but this was special. Him and Danny Miki did such beautiful work. I mean, Miki is a master, we all know that. I think Jonathan Glapion is on that list as well, and Joe Prado, but yeah, these are the people if you're into inking, and I mean, study their work, and also learn your light sources, learn your basic stuff first. You don't want to go into this. Sorry, I'm just going with my camera, but you don't want to go into this, without the proper knowledge. You need to know your lighting and all that stuff. I need to learn how to properly set this stuff up. There, that's better. Wow. Bear with me, guys. Doing what I can. Yeah, so you just you wanna remember, walk before you run, right? I know this is upside down, but it shouldn't matter when you're inking. It really shouldn't. You should know a layout of a whole page before you even sit down. So I'm going to my Windsor brush here, and I'm just going to start throwing some pulls. Okay, let's see if you can go. Okay, and just get a base for this webbing. If you're right-handed, start at the top right or left and work your way down. If you're left-handed, it's the opposite. I'm gonna try and not speed myself through this and pay attention, because I know even though I'm making a video, I still have to make this. You know, I don't want this to look shabby. I mean, this Mr. Casada's work deserves some serious attention. That Agent Carter is on right now. I was gonna watch it for the preview for the new Ultimates movie, or Avengers movie, I mean, but I'll see it on the web soon. I don't need to see it right away. And besides, I've been promising you guys this stuff for ages, so now I'm not pressing zoom on the camera or anything. I'm just really trying to just get my first video in the can, as they say, or used to say. I don't know if they still say that. Another thing, if you're using brushes, wash them. It almost, like, I should have washed it. That's washing it. You just give it a good soapy water. Dish soap. I use dish soap personally. I don't find it's not abrasive. And then I have over here I have a mat. It's like a sponge mat, and it sucks up all the excess ink that might have gotten on the brush. Now I got a towel up above here on my table and stuff. I'm just trying not to knock stuff over, because I want to pull this line down here. Yeah, okay, you guys saw that. Good. With all this, trial and error, I think that you'd think I'd be pretty good with a camera, or this camera, at least by now, and I think I am. Not happy the way that line turned out, but you can always fix it. Now, webbing is an organic thing, right? Just like water. There's some, it's got some fluidity to it, so you want to keep that in mind when you're inking something like webbing. Like, instead of adding, touching the connecting this, I tailed it off, because it is organic. That's another thing you have to start learning, or unless you know it already, is the way organic matter looks when it comes to inks, and where the dark spots are gonna fall, and where the where there's going to be pock marks or whatever. If you don't know that, then you should learn, because I used to not do my rocks very well, and when I first started, and I'm still not 100% on them, I think. I'm my worst critic, mind you. And you want to know textures as well, of clothing, because every texture, like denim or leather, is going to have a different sheen to it, or in the case of leather, different almost molding of the jacket. Now what I'm doing is I'm just getting a base here for all the little detail that I know is going to be coming in. Like, for example, here, he's put in a little layer of almost bubble, and it's a good choice. It's, you know, like organics do that thing. So be creative, go with the flow. Yeah, this was done back in, what was it? I don't know. Probably 10 years ago this was done. But it still stands a test of time. And otherwise, you know, I'm just glad the new year is here personally. This is a good year for me to make a serious go at it, and I have way less distractions. I had to turn 2 comic books down last year because I couldn't guarantee the pages would be on time, and I don't want to jip a publisher by committing to something I don't think or know I can accomplish, because they are paying me, or you. I mean, I was getting a call every 5 minutes from my father, right? And there was no way I'd be able to ink properly under that kind of pressure and turmoil. So I think you guys get basically the gist of what I'm doing here. You know, remember, you might go, oh well, he's just tracing. I'm not tracing. His lines are very different in this but I'm just trying to keep the organic flow going and, you know, make it pop. Always try to add some of your own flavor, you know, some of your own style. Personally, I get a bit, you know, I see a lot of, you know, okay inking, and then, you know, you look at, you give it a second look, and you go, oh, you know, there's so many opportunities missed. And you know, I understand that publishers, it's easier to hire somebody with a Cintiq, and you know, but a lot of times you can see unless a person has, you know, knows their lighting, knows their basics, it's gonna look flat, and there's gonna be spots that, you know, what have you. But I've also seen some beautiful inking on Cintiqs. And yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say about digital. Otherwise I might get myself in trouble. And you can leave comments and give me hell if you want or not. Either way, it's cool. I'll try to respond to as many comments as I can. I'm not going to shirk anybody, if that's the correct term. Duck anybody, I guess you'd say. If I said something to offend you, I apologize. about it. Yeah, so I'm not 100% well, you know, for a base, I mean, it's going fine. There's much more I'm gonna add on top, and I'll do the process with you guys. I'll make videos through. I'll try. I won't do any other work on this unless it's being recorded. I brought out a few examples, different pages, formats, and I'll be doing those over time. I tried to pick the most educational ones, the ones that, you know, you guys are gonna learn from, or maybe pick something up from. I'm just trying to help. I don't know why people think well, I guess I have some talent, but it's I just am overwhelmed by the amount of support I have, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's say you have some extra ink on your pen, like I do right now, and you don't want to waste ink because you're broke or low on money. Just do a quick roll. Okay, do a quick roll at the edge. It thins it. It finds out your brush, finds the tip out, and then you've also filled something that needed to be filled. And I think I actually took too much ink off. Things happen. I usually know where the line's gonna start and stop before I throw it, because I've done my homework on the page. Earlier in my career, I wasn't like that. I was, you know, very whimsical, for lack of a better term, with my inks. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, you know. But I didn't learn from my mistakes. For the longest time, I was just so bullheaded. And that's one thing you shouldn't be. Remember, everybody's learning something. Like, you can never learn enough, because there's always more, or a new style, or a new look, or what have you. So keep challenging yourself, even if it's difficult pieces and you don't think you can do it. Do it. You don't have to show anybody if you don't want. It's just for yourself, right? And if you do it right, well, kudos to you, man, or woman. I mean, you know, if you don't take those chances, you're not gonna know your limits, and you won't know where your weak spots are either. So you're not gonna you're not gonna learn anything. This is just, some quick brush work. I've got a lot more to go on this page. This is a really beautiful page. And I remember the final product, and it was just breathtaking, I thought. So, yeah. Now, remember, when you're using traditional tools like this, control is the key. If you're not controlling your tools, they're controlling you, and that could lead to some major mistakes. And there's also something I probably shouldn't tell you at this point, but I won't be a jerk, I'll tell you. So, I should reveal this in another video. I don't want to give too much out. It's basic knowledge that you should know already, but some people just don't. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I gotta get you guys to watch my videos somehow. I know my personality ain't doing it. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be one hell of a year at the movie theater, though. It's gonna cost a lot. Jeez. Be lucky if I see the Avengers and Star Wars. Jeez. One of the things you find about inking too is if you become well respected or whatever, you're gonna get a lot of requests from pencilers, and do it if you think it's might turn into a fruitful relationship. But remember, you remember how much workload you can really take, and be realistic with yourself, because you don't want to let pencilers down when they ask you for, if you can try your inks on them and see how well you guys mesh. It's hard for me to say no to pencilers because they just they're usually well intended, and things like that. So I try to do what I can. I overshot that thumb there, but that's fixable. There's a couple things I overshot, but that's cool. It's not like it's a major deal. If it was a major deal, I would point it out and tell you guys what not to do. Remember, be confident in your strokes. I know I haven't really shown much quick stroking or anything like that, and be confident, be fast with your try to get to the point where you're quick with the what's that old term, nimble on your feet. You want to be nimble on your feet. I really, I never took any formal education as far as art, except for maybe, high school. But everything I've learned about drawing and inking is my own, and I've had a little bit of help with the inking. One person in particular has helped me a lot, and I'll always be grateful to him, and he'll always be a friend to me. You pick up what you pick up knowledge, and you use what you can and dump what you can't, because if a certain way makes you too frustrated, then there's no real point in keeping that chuck it aside and look for another, part of the tip or whatever about your inking or coloring, and adapt it and make it helpful. Make it a tool in your arsenal. These are tools. These are tools. These are tools. Your brain's a major tool. But if they aren't all in conjunction, something's gonna go wrong. Okay. I really hope this video works and uploads properly, because I think it's going well. I'm not going to go much longer because it is a test video and I really don't know if this is going to work, but I think I've helped with some information, and I'm just trying to give you a baseline of what to expect from this channel and from me. I will continue to try and help and show you guys what I can. Can't give away my trade secrets, but you know what I mean. And just help you out with some basics and things like that. I'm not going to be completely selfish, don't worry about it. This has been oh yeah, by the way, if you could subscribe to this channel and maybe pass on some of these videos, it would be really appreciated. I'm just trying to start this YouTube thing and maybe teach some people. I'll be going into drawing techniques. Sorry. Okay. I'll be going into I'll be going into drawing techniques and things like that as we go, yeah, this has been video 1 for John's art YouTube site. I don't know, I haven't really thought about this or anything. I hope you learned something, and if not, if you're curious about something, write a comment and I'll do what I can. Shout out to Lars Swearingen. Looking forward to this year, buddy. James Graham, my brother in arms, or inks I should say. Devaj Verma, and there's a lot of people I would like to thank, but that would take too long. Anyway, everybody, enjoy your new year. All the best, and may it be prosperous and so forth. And yeah, I think that's a good way to sign this off. So have a good night, and